Believe it or not, this is still only day 36 on the currently VIP4 server, so this means that we still have a long way to go. And you saw that this is already the second Pantheon battle, Battle of the Gods, and I managed to win it. I managed to win it despite that some of the opponents, especially Lord Phoenix, is significantly stronger. I mean, I cannot even get close to him in the arena. So this is interesting so far, because if you check out the leaderboard, right now we're ranking 3rd. The reason why we're ranking 3rd is the illusionary reshaping, where we maxed out everything that we could. I can show you the illusionary reshaping results. So we defeated the dragons 20 times, we got all the skills, and if you check out my reshaping, currently I'm maxing out courage because of damage. I want to deal maximum damage. And all our domains are at 10, except for the chaos ones that are developed more. So this is a big update. 328,800 extra power got in here, and a lot of people have no idea about this. This is why we're ranking 3rd and not 5th or 6th at the moment. But more importantly, let's see this Pantheon battle, because I wanted to talk about Pantheon strategies. There are multiple Pantheon strategies that you can use. If you check out the tournament, you see that Lord Phoenix defeated Luca, right? This is quite straightforward. If you check out, you can also look at what kind of battles were there. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna defeat this. So they have a KOF synergy with some tower units that I don't agree with, like Castle Tower I don't really agree with, but this team is not full yet. And I mean, one thing he could do is pick this unit, Regnant Serpent, and put it in here instead of the Angel, for example, for better synergy. Or check out some stronghold units, maybe this commander, but then what would happen to the second team? So we had to strengthen the second team with some damage dealers as well, not just defenders. That's why this team synergy makes some sense. So I figured out that the first team is the strongest. The second team is by far the weakest. Even Luca could defeat him, the second team. Well, with his strongest team, obviously. And the third team, I mean, medium. They have a commander, they have some good SSR units. Medium, okay? So, assuming that the opponent doesn't change their formation, what is the optimal strategy? The optimal strategy is to make sure to battle the third unit with your strongest one, and battle the second team with your second strongest team. And then just lose the first battle. That's what I did. Now, unfortunately or fortunately to me, I had a different strategy in here, because you can see that this is my second strongest team. The second one seems to be my strongest team, yeah? And the third one was my weakest team. So obviously I needed to make some changes. But the game allows you to change between the semifinals and the finals. You have about 5 minutes to do so, so you can even administrate 2 servers for this by logging in on the same device, one after the other. So I made a change such that I moved the second team to the third slot, I moved the first team to the second slot, and I even swapped the heroes, because this hero is stronger than Rashka. Okay, so I even swapped the heroes to strengthen my strongest team. So this is the change that I made, and look at what happened for the finals. In the finals, we got started with this battle, and okay, like everyone thought, except for Lord Phoenix, obviously, he knew that something is going on, because it's surprising. Everyone thought, oh, this is gonna be an easy battle for Lord Phoenix, I couldn't even damage him, right? It's this easy, 15 seconds, less than 15 seconds, no real casualties from his end. But Lord Phoenix could start thinking, what is going on here? This is weird. Previously, I worked here with my second strongest team, and this should have been a win, yes, but not against these units, but against stronger units. So there he might have started thinking, okay, this was too easy of a victory. Then came the second battle, and there I played my second strongest team against the opponent's weakest team. So in the second battle, for all this 800 artifact essence that comes quite handy. The second battle, you see that it's an easy victory. I mean, it's not that fast, but it's still an easy victory, an easy grinding victory with healers and dark elementals. So this is quite straightforward. The opponent is still quite strong, so it's not like a 2-second victory, but remember that I weakened this team. I have a weaker hero right here. So it took about 30 seconds, amazing. And then comes the big showdown, the third battle that determines everything, because the first was won by the opponent, the second we won it, and the third decides the fate of the whole match. And there I managed to come with my strongest team against the opponent's second strongest team, and this is a good constellation. So if you assume that the opponents don't change their formation, this is optimal strategy. This is called exploitable strategy. So exploitable because the opponent can exploit it, but also exploitative strategy because you're exploiting the opponent in this case. I exploited the opponent not changing their formation and I won. This is how. And if the opponent doesn't change their formation, then this is an optimal strategy as well, because you adjust to this reality. How can you know that the opponent doesn't change their strategy? Obviously you go here and check out, also here, check out who is online. And if you see that Lord Phoenix is not online, right now he's online, so he's taking this game quite seriously it seems. And if he was not online, you know for a fact that they're not gonna change their formation. So you can go exploitative. But if they are online as well, then you can do one of two things. One of the strategies is a leveling war, just like in professional poker, right? Leveling war. If you think that your opponent knows that you adjust to their weakness, then your opponent is gonna align their army in such a way that they defeat your changed formation the best. So in this specific case, you look at your previous battle. If I was Lord Phoenix, I would look at it, oh, this was my strongest. So what would my opponent do in this situation? The strongest team would be at the bottom, the second strongest team would be in the middle, right? This makes perfect sense. And the weakest team here. So let me put my second strongest team to the top. So this bottom one, let me put my second strongest team to the top so that I beat my opponent's weakest team, because he's not gonna fight this, right? So let me put the bottom to the top. And then let me also... Where is the second strongest? So strongest is here, I'm not gonna fight this, second strongest is here. So let me put my strongest team, so this one, to the middle. So bottom goes to the top, top goes to the middle, middle goes to the bottom. That's the strategy in that case. If I go exploitative against the opponent trying to exploit me, right? This is the next level game. And the leveling war can continue. So if you know that your opponent is gonna work like this, then you will know that in that case what's gonna happen is that well, from our end the weakest team is gonna... So what's gonna happen is that you will know for a fact, let's see the final, that as opponent, obviously, that our formation is gonna look like this. You will know this. So this means that the opponent adjusts. So this also means in turn that you will need the second strongest at the top, the strongest in the middle, and so on, right? But then if the second strongest is gonna be at the top and the weakest is gonna be at the bottom, then this means that I need to adjust to that, and that's the next level of the leveling war. So I put this unit to the top, and I think, what was it? Putting this unit, the middle unit, to the bottom. So I'm adjusting against the opponent trying to exploit that I'm trying to exploit him, right? This is the next level on the leveling game. The problem with leveling games is that depending on what level your opponent may be thinking on, you may be correct or you may be very wrong. And if you play against professionals, in that case, in case of a leveling war, it's very much like a coin toss. You are one level like higher or lower, in that case you lose. But if you match the exact level, then that leveling war is gonna be a win. So I usually don't recommend leveling wars. So when the opponent picks up on the fact that you're trying to exploit them, then next time they are gonna defend against you exploiting them, right? So in that case, you exploit their defense. That's a leveling war. But once they figure it out, the next thing that I usually do is that I fully randomize my formation. Randomize. So I coin toss, or casting a die, or generating random numbers in Google Chrome developer tools, whatever. I randomize my formations, and that's the game theory optimal way to do so, just like playing rock, paper, scissors. The opponent cannot exploit a random formation. So you randomize where you put your strongest team, your second strongest, and the third strongest is gonna be on the remaining slot. And there are 6 possible formations, so it's quite easy to randomize this. So you can choose 3 at the beginning, you can choose one of the remaining 2, and then the remaining one is at the bottom. So that's not an exploitable option. And you either change or you don't change. You have 1/6 probability that you don't change, 5/6 that you do. And the opponent did pick up on it because he congratulated me on beating him because he was like stronger, way stronger. And told me, yeah, I got lucky. And I meant that I got lucky. Because my opponent could have adjusted, he just chose not to. That was the luck element. And I said, no, that was the correct combination. And I'm like, yeah, it was the correct combination. So I did my best to get lucky. At least to get a chance to get lucky. But the luck element was that he didn't adjust. So he picked up on this fact. So this seems to be a smart player in this sense. So it seems like that I might even skip the leveling war altogether and I will just go GTO, game theory optimal. And I'm not going to think about what my opponent thinks. I just generate my random sequence and good luck. My opponent will either defeat me or not, but it's random. And in that case, unfortunately, our chances of winning are slimmer than 50%. But our opponent is stronger, so it's meant to be smaller than 50%. That's all I can do. With leveling, it can go either way. Maybe we can increase our chances up to like a higher level, depending on what we think as a probability our opponent is gonna do. Most likely our opponent is incentivized to change their formation, which means that we have some information at least that we don't have to prepare against the formation of the opponent that they are using currently. So this is the leveling war. And by the way, just saying that this is day 36 and we're already at 2 million. And a VIP 0 account, it was I think on day 60 or so where we had this level of strength. So just this purchase makes sense. By the way, yesterday I was second in the arena. I'm still second, I'm intrigued. Did anyone try? Oh, Luca was trying. So I tried to defeat Lord Phoenix, I failed, but Luca was trying today and he couldn't come up. So he tried it with me, he tried with Windry. Windry will come online sooner or later and he'll try to defeat me most likely, but he's stronger at the moment despite the lower skill, lower power, because he has all the commanders and champions that in all slots except for the Angel. So he's building this unit, and in the next 2 weeks I'll have a really hard time defeating him, and after like 2 weeks it's gonna be somewhat easier because I might pull Covenants, but for that I'll need another 30,000 plus diamonds, 35,000, so I'm not sure if it's gonna happen in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay VIP 4 either. So you see that currently Luca is a VIP 4, V4, but he's suffering from strength issues. So yeah, interesting. Leveling, we're still second in the arena after 36 days. That's interesting as a VIP 4. We'll see what the future holds.